Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Fohammer, and this is going to be track 2 of my Hinterlands campaign that I'm running with my Lyran Commonwealth mercenaries, the Stormhammers. So, this is going to be track 2. I've already rolled for a lot of the stuff in the last episode, but I just want to go over a couple of things here. I did make a mistake in my last video. Before I actually left the hiring hall planet of Kanderseg or whatever it is, I rolled on the allocation table and opted to purchase I rolled on the table and the result was actually a Star Slayer, but for some reason I got confused and thought it was the Night Sky, which is what the next one on the list was. I had recently played against Omar. If you saw that on one of his videos on his channel, and for some reason I was thinking it was a Night Sky, but no, it's a Star Slayer, and I did end up purchasing it, but I did have to go back and make that change to my ledger. So going back into here, you can see that I have the Star Slayer in there now, which it's a pretty good mech. And I'm actually going to be using it in my mission here because, as you saw last time, the Banshee took enough damage. It took some structure hits, which means it's going to be not available in the next track to play if that track is in the same month, which it is. We're doing up to 6 tracks, 6 missions in this month, so it will not be available until the next month. But I do have the Star Slayer here. So it's a pretty decent mech. It's a medium mech. It's got a jump range and ground movement range of 10 inches, or the equivalent of 5 hexes. 330 for damage, but it's got an overheat too, which is pretty cool. It has some rear firing weapons, for one at short range, one at medium range, and then it's got triple strength myomer muscles. So what this does is in Alpha Strike, it actually, if the mech runs hot, so it has an overheat level of 1, or at least 1, it basically gets an extra 2 inches of movement. And it also ignores the minus the movement penalty for overheating. It still applies the penalty for to hit, but basically it means that if it's running hot, it can basically move faster then. So this mech is actually kind of interesting. It's actually probably optimal to keep it at a heat scale of 1, maybe 2, but so yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing here. But I opted to go with this because it does give me some jump capability, whereas the 2 assaults that I had last time don't have jump jets. I also changed the Regent Prime to a Regent B. This is something that you can do between tracks, between missions. So because it's an Omni mech, you have the ability to switch out its Omnipods and basically convert it from one variant into another for, I believe the cost is its tonnage, divided by 4, I believe. So it was like a little under like 25. But anyway, I've accounted for that in my ledger, and yes, it's a Region B now. And going back into my ledger here just to show you the stuff that I've done. So since the last track, I got my combat pay here. I won all the objectives, so I got 750 SP. I had to repair the Banshee. The Banshee also is a mixed technology, even though it's an inner sphere mech. It's new enough that it uses some clan technology, so it's actually considered mixed. So when you're doing repairs, it has the normal repair cost times 1.5 for the cost of the advanced technology. Same thing with any clan mechs. They're basically just more expensive to maintain. But again, I said this in the last episode, I do have 100% coverage because I have the Battle 30 for my contract. So basically they'll pay 100% of my repair and rearming costs, plus 30% if I, have any mechs that are destroyed, 30% of their purchase value. So that's big there. So, kind of going back to when you're negotiating contracts in Hinterleagues, you really want to try to aim for that as close as you can get or over that coverage cost for repairs, because that'll be huge. It basically doesn't cost me anything to repair anything. Same thing with rearming. I had to repair the Regent, but that was just armor cost there. I had to rearm it. And then I also got paid out on the salvage cost for the mechs that I destroyed. The Centurion, the Commando, and the Hermes 2. And it's 30% of their salvage value. So I have those values here. I did purchase the Crusader that I had rolled for, as well as, you see here, reconfiguring the Regent to the B variant. The B variant, it loses one of its overheat, so it only has overheat 1 now. And it also loses case 2, so it has regular case, which isn't huge, but it does give me an extra damage at short range and medium range, which I think will be really beneficial for doing extra damage at those ranges without having to overheat for it. So, and it did go up 2 in point value, which could be interesting here, because now it basically means that I won't be able to field the Regent, B, and the Banshee in the same track, because I'll be over the 100-point cap. But we'll see what happens here. A couple other things I wanted to get into before we do the match. Some house cleaning stuff. I did mention in the last episode that the victory condition for the Esteros contract is that either player, and maybe wasn't really clear on this, but if either player successfully completes 2 tracks in a row, they win the contract. If this happens only after two tracks or 2 months, there is no track in the 3rd month. The opposition concedes. This is the part that changed. So if you go into the errata here, let me pull this up. It does have this line here. This is just basically like correcting errors and stuff. You could find this on the Catalyst website, be able to download this for free. But basically it says that the last line under special rules victory, the last sentence is changed. So whichever player successfully completed more tracks in the 3rd month is the winner. So basically what that's saying, if no one wins 2 tracks in a row, whoever's completed more tracks after the 3rd month is the winner. But this could be huge here, because if you see back in the list here, it's whichever player has completed 2 tracks, successfully completed 2 tracks in a row, wins the contract. So I've already run the last mission, which was the objective raid. Basically, the warlord, the mercenary forces under the command of the warlord were trying to raid some of the assemblies sites for basically like parts or whatever. We stopped them, basically wiped out their forces. One mech was totally destroyed, completely non-salvageable. It got like a headshot, and the other 3 were salvaged. The tanks, I basically let go off the field, but yes, basically that was just a complete disaster for them. And if I win this next one, it means that I've won the contract. And even though I rolled that there would be 6 missions in this 1st month, again, the kind of keeping it raw here, rules as written. If I complete 2 tracks in a row successfully, the contract is over. The opposition concedes. So this next one is a recon mission. So I am the attacker and the warlord is the defender. I've already rolled for the map sheet, and it's a mines map sheet. But this is interesting because it has sinkholes on here where the defender may add up to 6 hexes outside the attacker's deployment as hidden sinkholes. Basically, if my mech moves into them, I need to roll a equal or greater than my skill level on 2d6 or suffer 1 point of damage. It also is revealed at that point and becomes an extra inch of movement to cross that. So unfortunately, there's no way that I can really, because I'm playing against aces here, there's no way that I can put the sinkholes out on the map and not know what their location is. So I think what I'm going to do for this is, for this mission, it's going to slow the movement down a little bit for me, but I'm going to basically every time I enter a hex, I'm going to roll 2d6. I'll just say that if it's snake eyes, so I roll a 2, that's a sinkhole, and it'll just be revealed at that point, and then I'll do the roll. So this it'll slow it down a little bit, but this way it at least lets me kind of play similar to the intended rules here, that I don't know where the location of these are, and there's a chance that, I could stumble into them. So I'll just do that every hex I move into, and just, see if that happens to be a sinkhole. Let's see. I think the only other thing I have to do is command complications here. I have the forces already. I did roll for them in the last, at the end of the last episode, so I'll actually be facing the same forces here as last time. A Centurion, Commando, a Hermes 2, and a Spider. I am also designating, I didn't do this last time, I forgot to do this, but I'm also designating the Centurion as being the commander unit. There isn't anything in the track for eliminating the commander unit, but there is a rule that's always in play that if a here it is, special rules, commander, you must designate, these rules are always are used in all tracks unless otherwise specified. So for commander, each force must designate one unit as the commander. In addition to scenario-specific rules regarding commanders, if the commander unit is destroyed, that force receives a -2 penalty to initiative rolls. So I hadn't been doing that last time. I'm going to make sure I do that going forward. And since we're here, we'll take a look at the rules for recon. So again, I'm the attacker, so I basically choose any edge as my home edge. The defender actually doesn't have to choose the opposite edge. They may choose any edge as their home edge. I enter from my home edge at the start of the track. Defender has to place their forces, at least half of their forces, must be within 3 hexes of the center line of the play area, or in the attacker's half of the play area. So the objectives here, for me, I have to successfully scan at least half of the opponent's force. Scanning is done by getting within 2 hexes of a target mech and basically rolling a single attack at that range with all the regular modifiers to see if I'm able to scan them. If it hits, then I've scanned them. And it's only a 1 attack roll. I didn't actually specify this last time, but I am using the multiple attack rolls. So basically for each number of damage that you do at that range, you roll an individual attack roll for each of those and then apply the appropriate damage. It's just supposed to indicate that there are multiple weapons firing and some could hit while others don't. It's kind of different than the standard rules where you apply all that damage. So kind of makes it a little bit more similar to classic Battletech, and that some stuff can miss rather than just everything hitting on a single attack roll. Also, this is where the rules are. I couldn't find them last time. I was trying to find the rules for hitting multiple targets. In normal Alpha Strike, you can only hit multiple targets if you have the multitasker ability. But if you're using the multiple attack rolls, basically you could designate a second target, and you just take a +1 penalty on the target number for the secondary target. You also have to split the damage. So if they're at the same range, you can designate how much damage goes to one versus the other. If they're at different ranges, you have to subtract the primary target's damage from the other range, and that'll determine the amount of damage you can do to the secondary target. So, for example, if it's, the example here it uses is 332. So if I'm designating if they're at different ranges, if I'm designating 3, actually, let's just do the example here. If I'm designating 2 points of damage at short range, but then there's a target at long range, I can't hit them because 2 minus 2 is 0, so you won't be able to do any damage. But I could do 1 point of damage to a target that is at medium range if I'm splitting it between multiple targets. So I think the last thing that, going back to the objectives real quick in the table here. So I need to scan half the force. I need to cripple or destroy a quarter of the force, and then escape with at least 50% of my force, and exit my home edge before 8 turns. So the track ends at the end of 8 turns. The defender, basically, any objective denied by me is a 100 points for them. So they can get 100, 200, or 300, depending on how many of those they deny to me. Also, there's no salvage. And this track ends after 8 turns. So basically the goal for me, narrative-wise, is the assembly is having me go in, try to scan the opposing forces so we know like what we're up against type thing. And, that basically get out after I've scanned half of their forces and try to cripple or destroy at least one of their mechs, or 25% since they have 4 mechs. I think it's it. One other thing before we go into the roles for the command complications. I don't think I actually said why I picked the contract for Esteros in the last video, but going back here, so you see there's a few contracts here under this beginning timeline in April. We're in May right now, but there's acts of piracy, Esteros, Mercenary, and Toland. I think the Mercenary one is a 12-month contract. And I didn't really want to do that because also it kind of keeping this narrative-wise, both sides are basically different sides of former Jade Falcon occupiers. So being Lyrans, I don't think they really want to work for people that are, still, clan affiliated. So I passed on that one. Also, I want to do multiple contracts. Otherwise, a 12-month contract, even though it could end early, would basically take us all the way into the end of the campaign. So I might be able to do like one more contract after that. But I want to give you guys an example of what this would be like doing multiple contracts over the year timeline that this takes place in. Also, the Toland one, I believe, off the top of my head, was a contract where you're working for the Pirate Kingdom of Oberon. So, again, being Lyrant, I don't think that they would engage in... The contract wasn't actually piracy, but you are recovering a hidden cache of goods. You're fighting Clan's Hell's Horses, and you're recovering this hidden cache for the Bandit Kingdom. So again, I don't think they, even though it's not actual piracy, I don't think they would willingly work for pirates. And that just kind of leaves Esteros or acts of piracy. And I want to give you an example of an actual contract. We may at some point still do the acts of piracy. But for now, at least, I just wanted to show you this one. Even though I have done this one before as part of my league that I'm in, I was actually on the other side. I was role playing as former Jade Falcon Salama warriors that were on the warlord side, the disruption side. So now I'm kind of playing the opposite side, but as a Lyran mercenary company. So just a quick explanation that I don't think I did last time. Anyway, enough of that. We'll do the command complications here. So I'm going to roll 1d6 for each side. And I have a +1 because I have the liaison command as part of my contract here. So I will go back into TTS. And I will roll 1d6 +1 for me. That'll be a 3 for me, which I think is going to be no complication. And going over here for the opposing force, they'll have 2. So 3 for me, 2 for them. I think it's going to be nothing and nothing. So looking back here, yeah, no complications for either side. I did have the units out here for the Vedette medium tanks, just in case we rolled them again, because it is something that could happen on this side. Again, same opposing force as last time. I did designate the Centurion as being the commander, and I have their cards out here for Alpha Strike. Again, I don't think there's any brawlers. We just have skirmishers and strikers. So skirmisher, striker, I'll take the sniper deck, move it over here, and then I'll take the brawler deck, move it over here, since we don't have any of those. And let me smooth this over a little bit. I did also do their BSP. They have the standard 5 +2 because I have 1 extra. They're all skill 4, whereas I have a skill 3 pilot. So they basically get 7 BSP. And Dynamis actually added the support battlefield support cards in here. So thanks for that. It's just an easy way to kind of track what BSP they have access to without actually writing it down on a note card. So again, with 7, I just went with 2 snipers and 1 light air cover. I'm actually under the BSP, so I went with actually let me recalculate this because I think because I went up with the Regent after I did the reconfiguring the Omnium, so I might have different. I'm at 89. So that is going to give me 11 under, which will be 2.7 round up to 3. So yeah, we'll say that's still 3 points, so it shouldn't make a difference. I'll have 8 points then. And I opted to go for heavy air cover and then also 2 snipers for a total of 8 points there. All right, I think that's it. So no command complications. We will roll for initiative and get underway here. Oh, Snake Eyes, of course. So they're going to win initiative here unless they just happen to roll badly. Oh, it rolled over. Okay, 5. All right, so they have double the number of mechs that I do. So, I actually got to place their mechs onto the map here. So we'll just go, and I think this edge will be my home edge, and we'll just say the opposite edge is going to be their home edge. So half their force has to be within the center. So I think those 2 will be the center ones. And then we'll do like the spider. Actually, which are the jumpy boys? I think the spider is the only one that's got jump. Everyone else is ground based. So, yeah, I think I'll just leave the spider there. I don't want to put him in a sinkhole, and because depending on how the Alpha Strike cards play out, they might not use their jump, but we'll see. Let me shuffle these real quick, and then I'll deal out some cards. So Skirmisher for the Centurion, and then everyone else is a Striker. All right, and I will flip these over. Okay, so I got to move 1 mech. They got to move 2 mechs. And then 1 and 2 again. So coming onto the field, I'm going to do the Regent, and he's got 6 inches of movement, or basically 3 hexes moving on the ground. So again, I'm not counting hexes that are like half off the board. They have to be numbered, and they have to have a full hex on the board. So I think I'll just come on here. So that's 1, 2, 3. Actually, let me roll. Make sure I'm not going into a sinkhole. So again, Snake Eyes. Nope. Next hex. We're good. And then last hex. We're good. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Yep, because it's 2 for each hex. 2, 4, 6. Yep, that'll do it. And that's a ground movement. So he will have a TMM of 1. Okay, so that's my first movement. So looking over here at the cards, we have, I think this will be first, 561. So he's not moving first. So the Centurion will ground toward furthest enemy you can get behind. Well, he can't get behind anything. So the next options are he doesn't have jump jets, so he's just going to ground towards furthest enemy into woods cover for most enemies, and toward fewest enemies in line of sight. So he can move 12 inches or 6 hexes. So he's just going to move. I mean, this is the only one on the board right now, so that's the furthest one. And there's basically no cover that he can really kind of get to, except like you could have partial cover over here. There's no woods. So I think what he's going to do is he's going to go 1, 2, 3 inches for the level change and moving into the hex. That's 3 inches. He can move 12. So 3, 4 to there, I think. Yeah, I think that's as far as he's gonna go, because otherwise anywhere else he wouldn't be able to get into cover or get as far. Actually, no, the rules do say that... hang on. Let me start this over again. Because the rules do say that he will use as far as he can get to. I think he could get to over here. Let's see. Be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got 12 inches. 10, 11. He could basically get here, but that wouldn't put him in partial cover. Toward furthest enemy into woods cover from most enemies. So yeah, I think he would just opt to go here, because he's not going to have enough movement to get there. Okay. We'll face him that way. And then next one, let's see, that was 561. So 725. Next one will be the spider. Jump if lowest health enemy is not yet moved to where woods cover from most enemies. So there's only one enemy mech on the board right now. Ground towards highest health enemy you can destroy. Well, you can't destroy. Ground towards fewest enemies in line of sight. Ground into woods cover for most enemies. So, and he's got a movement of, and he can jump. So he's basically got 8 hexes of movement that he can jump or ground move on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can't get into cover there, but I think he can get into cover over here. So he's going to jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into there. And that'll be a jump. Oh, I got to put their dice out here too. So he's got TMM of 3. So that'll actually be a TMM of 4 for him, because he's got +1 for the jumping. And then the movement for the Centurion, he's got a TMM of 2. Okay. Now I got to move my last mech. And again, I can't jump coming onto the board. But he can move 5 hexes, basically, the Star Slayer. I don't have models for the Regent and the Star Slayer, so I'm just using a Hunchback 2 for the Regent, and then a Shadowhawk for the Star Slayer here. I think it'll just come onto the same spot, so there'll be 1. We'll roll the dice here. Ooh, that was close there. Next one. Oh, that was another 6 there. That's 2, 3. Good. 4. Well, lots of 1s here. Good there. And then last one. Lots of 1s. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Yep. Okay. Now I got to move their last 2, which will be the Hermes and the Commando. I think the Hermes will go first. Yep, he's got the lower number here. So ground towards highest movement enemy. Highest movement is going to be the Star Slayer. So, and he's got 12 inches that he can move. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there, I think. Because then he'll be 1, 2, 3 short range. Yeah. I think we'll just go to there. And that'll be a TMM of 2. Okay. Seems to be generating a lot of errors here for some reason. I don't know. Dynamis has been making some changes here, but it seems like every time I put something on the board, it like generates that error. It's fine. It doesn't seem to be impacting anything, but there is also kind of a weird, I'm not sure if it's picking up on the audio, but every time I roll dice, it like has like a double sound effect there. So, and then last commando, jump if highest movement enemy has not yet moved. He has moved. So ground towards highest movement enemy. He doesn't have jump anyway, so he can move 9 hexes then. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to there, and he's got a TMM of 3. Okay, let me check something here. Okay, yeah, I was just checking the rules for the sinkholes. It does say when an attacker battle mech enters a sinkhole hex. So yeah, I just wanted to double check that just to make sure that I shouldn't be rolling here for the defenders because they know where the sinkholes are. Even if they move through a hex that has a sinkhole, they don't trigger it basically. Okay. Next is going to be firing phase. I lost initiative, so I'll do mine first. Actually, let's do their BSP first. So I'm going to use BSP first, and I think I'm just going to use my sniper will do 2 damage. I think if I use it on the commando, that'll put him in forced withdrawal. So I'll try to drop it on the commando. And sniper is a that's heavy air cover. Target number 8. So I need a 8+ on 2 die here. Where'd my... Oh, they're over here. So actually, I'll just use the roll over here. So looking for an 8+. Oh, got it. All right. So that's 2 damage on the commando. So he is under forced withdrawal now. But that won't take effect till the end of this turn. Okay. And then I think the opposing force will also use their sniper. And let me flip these over so I know I've used it. This is why it's nice having these battlefield support cards, because then you immediately know what you have and you can just like flip it over, just indicate that you've used it rather than messing around with the index cards. But yeah, I think they'll use a sniper, and I think the softer target here is going to be the Star Slayer. I think they're going to target that guy first. So they're looking for an 8+ as well. And they got it. All right. Star Slayer will take 2 damage. All right, firing phase. So I think we're going to have the... I didn't put the die out there for the Star Slayer. He's got a TMM of 2. So I think I'm going to have the Star Slayer try to scan the Hermes. So that'll be 4. Again, you use all the same modifiers as a regular attack roll, but it's only 1 roll instead of using the multiple attack rolls. So basically I have like 1 chance to scan him this round. So Star Slayer trying to scan the Hermes. So that'll be skill 4, 5, 6 for his movement, nothing for range. So I think I'm hitting on 6s, and it'll be 1 set of dice. Come on, 6s. Oh, just barely got it. Okay, so he is scanned. So that is a quarter of the forces. I need to scan half of them in order to to get the 100 points. So now, and since he's scanned already, I have to scan one of these other units. So they're all going to be at medium range, I think, for the Regent. The Centurion is going to be easier to scan, though, I believe. So he's going to try to scan the Centurion. So skill 3, 4/5 for his movement, 6 for partial cover, and then medium range will add another 2. So what is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be an 8. One set of dice, 8s. See if I can scan them. Oh, just barely got it. Nice. All right, so that actually completes that objective. So I have 100 points there from scanning, and I'll actually have more. Actually, I'll edit now so I don't forget it. So I've actually got 200 points already for the commando, because he'll be under forced withdrawal. He's crippled now. So yeah, that'll be 200 points there. There isn't a way that they could win now unless they actually they can't win at all, because even if they destroy all my units, that'll only give them at most 100 points. So yeah, they basically can't win. All I gotta do now is just get my units off the field here, and then I'll get the remaining 300. So basically, yeah, that'll end it, and that'll end the contract too. But we'll play it out. So that's my attacks there. I can't make any attacks because the scanning counts as an attack. But now we'll do the firing, and we'll just go in order here. So the Centurion, we'll start with the Spider. Spider can destroy or highest health and closest range. So you can't destroy any of them, but the highest health is going to be the Regent. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're both in medium range. So skill 4, 2 for jumping is 6, 7 for my movement, 8, 9 for range. So I think he's hitting on 9s. There's no other partial cover or anything. And at medium range, he does 2 damage. So 2 sets of dice hitting on 9s. And misses both of them. Just barely on that one, though. That one rolled over for an 8. But yep, that's a miss. Now we'll do the Centurion. So he's going to target closest range, lowest TMM. Closest range is going to be the Star Slayer. It's still going to be medium range, so he's just outside short range. So skill 4, 5, 6 for my movement, 7, 8 for the range. So medium range, 2 dice hitting on 8s. And he got one. Yep. Okay. So 1 more damage on the Star Slayer. Now we'll do the Hermes. Hermes is going to target the highest movement value, which again will be the Star Slayer. Man, we're just picking on these guys here. Okay. Last match, it was the Banshee that they were picking on. Now it's the Star Slayer. So skill 4, 5, 6 for my movement. Nothing for range. So I think he's going to be hitting on 6s then. And that's 2 damage at short range. So 2 sets of dice hitting on 6s. Oh, geez. Oh, he got both of them. And I saw that. Yeah, that was almost a critical right there. So 2 more damage on the Star Slayer. Jeez. He's only got 1 point of armor left. I actually might not get the last 100 points here because of I have to get half my forces. Let me check the book here. And it's under Recon. Oops. Where is Recon? Let's see. Escape. At least 50% of the attacker's force must survive and exit their home edge before turn 8. Okay, so it doesn't say that they're crippled, or so he can still get off. It just he must survive. So okay. So basically, I'm still good then. Even if he takes structure damage here and is under forced withdrawal, I just have to get him off at the end of next turn. All right. So that was the Hermes. And then the last one here is the Commando, and he's going to target, again, the one with the highest movement. So that'll be 4 skill, 5/6 for my TMM. Range is medium range, so that'll be +2. So that's 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Nothing else intervening. So Commando is 2 at medium range. So 2 sets of dice hitting on 8s. Oh, he got them both. Jeez. They are on fire. So that is going to go internal. So I do need to roll another here for the critical. Oh my god. I saw the 1 there. Okay, 4 is going to be a fire control hit. Ah, jeez. It's going to add +2 to each hit. So, okay. He's not quite under force withdrawal, though. He has to take 1 more, but I'm going to try to get him out of there anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. I think that's everyone then. Yep, that's everyone. So initiative time, I believe. Oh, I'm not keeping track of the turn counters. That was turn 1. So this will be turn 2. So initiative time. Oh, geez, they got a 10. And oh, just missed it. 9. Okay, so I got to move 1. They move 2. I move 1. They move 2. All right. Well, I'm going to try to get the Star Slayer out of here. He can jump 5 hexes basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically, this one is on the edge of the map, but man, 2, 3, 4. Actually, he can jump all the way over here to this corner. I think that's what he's going to do. Try to get as far away as he can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jump to there. And that will be a TMM of 3. Try to make it as hard as possible for them to hit him. And he'll be off the map at the edge of this round because he's falling back now. So if he survives this round, he'll be off the map. So that's one of my units. So they got to move 2 now. Oh, I got to deal these cards back out. So let's see. Skirmisher. Which one's a skirmisher? This one's skirmisher. And then the other 3 are all strikers. Shuffle this out. Skirmisher. And then 3 strikers. All right. So it looks like first is going to be the Centurion. So again, he's not moving first. So he's going to move ground to 18 inches or 9 hexes from nearest enemy. So nearest enemy is going to be this guy. Actually, nearest would be the region because he hasn't moved yet. So 9 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, because I think he's just trying to survive now. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's going to try to get partial cover if he can. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. Because he's got 12 inches of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And that'll give him partial cover then. Actually, it might give him total cover depending on where the region moves. But actually, the region's going to withdraw anyway, so it should be fine. All right. Next is going to be the Hermes. Let's see. So he's going to sprint if no enemies within 12 hexes. So that doesn't count because our enemies. Ground towards nearest enemy you can get behind. He can't. Hermes is here, and he's got 6 inches, or 12 inches, 6 hexes of movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He actually could get behind the regent. But no matter what, because the regent is going to be withdrawing, so it won't stay like that. But reading the card, I think that's what he would do, because he would still be able to fire on him no matter what. So, yeah, I think just following the card, the Hermes will try to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get behind the regent, and that'll be a TMM of 2. All right. Those are their 2 movement. Now I got to move my regent. And again, he's going to try to withdraw, but he's going to go this way. 1, 2 to there. And if he faces this way, actually, I have him face this way. This way it's guaranteed no one can get in his rear arc. That'll be a TMM of 1. So now I have to move the remaining 2 for the opposing force. And it's going to be the spider first. So he's going to go. The lowest health enemy has already moved, so disregard that one. Ground towards highest health enemy you can destroy. We can't destroy anything. Well, he could destroy the Star Slayer, but again, it's not the highest health enemy you can destroy. Well, I guess highest health enemy you can destroy. He's got 2. So no, he can't destroy him because he's got 3 health remaining. So disregard that one. Ground towards fewest enemies in line of sight, minimum of 1. Well, no matter what, it's going to be hard to get. Well, I think what that means is he would kind of tuck in here, basically where the Centurion was, because then he'll have. There's no way he can get only 1 in line of sight, I think. So, yeah, I think he'll just kind of go into there. So, 1, 2, 3 for the level change. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. into there. Yeah, and he's got plenty of movement for that. And that'll be a ground move. So that'll give him a TMM of 3. All right. Last then is the commando, and he's going to be withdrawing, so he has to use all of his movement to get towards his home edge. So that'll be 9 hexes of movement that he can do. So he's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'll give him a TMM of 3. All right. Firing phase. I lost initiative, so I'll go first. I don't think I can drop anything onto these guys that'll take any of them off just by... Yeah, I think I'll drop it on the spider, though, even though it won't do enough damage. I'll do the sniper onto the spider. Even if it hits, it won't be enough to do a force withdrawal. But he is the next closest in range besides the Hermes, so... last sniper onto the spider, target number 8. Nope, just missed it. Okay. And then they have a sniper that they can use still. So I think that, again, they would try to drop it onto the Star Slayer. So I'll do 2 damage, hitting on 8s. And that's a miss. Okay. So their sniper is gone, and my sniper is gone. All right, I lost, so I'll fire first. We'll do Regent onto the Hermes. So skill 3, 4-5 for his movement. Nothing for range, nothing for cover. So short range is going to be brutal. 7 dice hitting on 5s. Yep. 3. I basically need everything to... You know, I'll do an overheat just to add that extra 1 in there. So that'll be 8 dice hitting on 5s. Oh, what the heck? That did... Oh, all the dice like went over here. That's weird. All right. Well, I don't know. That's going to be like off then. I'm going to re-roll it. 8 dice hitting on 5s. Whoa. Yeah, you're going to have to fix that, Dynamis, if you're watching this. Yeah, these dice are all going over here for some reason. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It's like, there was like a critical in there too. But yeah, because they're going to like mess up because they're being affected by the terrain over here. So, I guess I'm just going to have to roll this manually. Let me... Yeah, all these dice are like... This is crazy. How do I despawn these dice? I think I just have to manually delete them. That's crazy. Delete. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Well, I guess I'm rolling manually then. Daenerys, I think you got some work to do to fix the dice here. Let me spawn some extra dice here. So, oops, no, not that. Copy this. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 8 sets of dice. Yep. All right. 8 sets of dice hitting on 5s. All right, let's see what we got here. 1, 2, Uh, is that really it? Oh my god. So many. Look at this. All these ones. One, two, three, four, five ones in there. That's crazy. I have like multiple sevens in here, but yeah, I think it's only two hits. And the Hermes got super lucky there. Yeah, it's only. Oh wait. I'm sorry. I was thinking I was hitting on eights for some reason. Duh. I'm rolling 8 dice, but I'm hitting on five. So I'm sorry. Let me go back. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So 5 damage. Let me triple check this because I messed myself up. I thought I was hitting on eights. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 5 damage to the Hermes, which is not enough to destroy it, but I do have to roll for a critical here. Four, I think that's also a fire control hit. Yep, fire control hit. But again, that doesn't take effect until the next turn. All right. And then the Star Slayer will fire onto the I think he'll fire onto the spider. So 4 skill, 5, 6 for his jump, 7, 8, 9 for the movement, 10, 11 for range. And then, actually, he can't hit because they forgot he's got the +2 to hit. So, yeah, I think no matter what, he's not going to be able to hit on anyone. Because 4, 5, 6 for his jump, 7, 8, 9, 10 for range. Well, actually, he could hit on 12s for the Hermes. And just for the hell of it, I think he will fire because he's got 4 skill, 5, 6 for his jump, 7, 8 for his movement, 9, 10 for range, 11, 12 for the fire control. So yeah, and I think I'll do the overheat. So overheat 2. So I had 2 more sets of dice. So at medium range, he's going to do 5 sets of dice, hitting on 12s. 3, 4, 5. If we get lucky here. Nope. They all miss. Got 2 11s there, but yep. Okay. Now he's just got to survive to the end of this round. Let's see. So we'll just go in order here. Spider is going to fire on can destroy. He can't destroy anything, but he's going to fire on the highest health, which would be the Regent. So he's got skill 4, 5 for his TMM, 6, 7 for range. So, yeah, I think hitting on 7s, and he's got 2 sets of dice. I'm not going to use the dice roller. I'm just going to... And you know what? Since I have these dice spawned over here, I'll just use mine. So, 2 sets of dice, hitting on, what did I say? 4, 5, 6, 7. Skill 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. 2 sets of dice hitting on 7s. And you got both of them. Jeez, that sucks. All right. Well, at least neither one of them were critical, so... And that's the first damage he's taken. All right. Next, Centurion is going to fire on lowest TMM. Lowest TMM is going to be the Regent, and does he have line of sight to him? He's 1-2 level difference. And there's a lot of intervening. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say he doesn't have line of sight on him because trying to get... I don't know. Because he's down 1. No, he's on sublevel 2. So height-wise, he's the same height as the hex here. So he's firing through 2 hexes at that level. Yeah, I don't think you can see him. Actually, no, it looks like it's only 1 hex. So we'll say he has partial cover then. Okay, so 4 for skill, 5 for his TMM, 6 for partial cover, 7, 8 for range. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's still medium range. So medium range, 2 sets of dice, hitting on, what do we say, 8s? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Ah, jeez. Saw that 6 there, but it's only 1 hit. Okay. Next is going to be the Hermes. And he's going to fire on can destroy and lowest health, lowest TMM. So actually, that means he's going to fire on the Star Slayer, even though the Regent's probably going to be the easier shot. So 2 damage. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Still medium range. And he's within his firing arc because he's not behind his rear arc line. So it's 4 skill, 5, 6, 7 for the jump. Hang on. 4 skill, 7 for the jump, no cover, 8, 9 for range. So 2 sets of dice hitting on 9s. Jeez, he got both of them. That's going to be 1 more critical, but that does put him under force withdrawal, but he's not destroyed. And I do got to roll 1 more critical here. Oh, jeez. 7. 7 is an MP hit. Okay. And then I think last is the Commando. Can he fire at anything? Range is going to be 1, 2. Well, first of all, let's see what he would fire on. Highest movement. So that'll be on the Star Slayer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 hexes. So that's going to be long range. And he has no damage at long range, so he can't hit. So that'll be it then, because at the end of the round, both my mechs leave. So I'll get another 100 points for that. So yeah, that's it. That'll be a total victory for me. And that'll end the contract because that's 2 2 wins for me in a row. So let me toggle back over to the spreadsheets here. So again, I got all 300 there. I identified 50% of their force. I crippled, destroyed a quarter of their force. That was the Commando. And I escaped with half my force off my home edge. So yeah, it's 300 points for me. So I'll be 750 total SP. So let me go back here. Go to my ledger. I'll clean this up later, but yeah, I'll get the full 750 there. There's no salvage. I didn't destroy anything anyway, so and going back to the Esteros contract here. Let me just do this instead. This will be faster. So, yep, if either player successfully completes 2 tracks in a row, they win the contract. There is no track third month, but I still have to basically stay around third month. Um, so what I'll do then is I'll still get base pay for that, but there's no combat, so I get no combat pay. Um, and I also get to roll on the chart again. My reputation will go up 1 for winning, and then it'll go up 2 more for winning the contract. So I'll actually be at 5 rep at the end of this contract. I'll get my base pay, which is 500, but then I'm also going to have to pay the 500 for the maintenance costs. So basically, I won't get any money out of that, but I still break even. And then I'll have to. I think I will go back to visit the hiring hall. So let's see, that'll be June for this month. 31.51. It'll take me a month to get back, so that'll be. I'll clean this up later, but that'll put me into July 31.51 to get back to the hiring hall. And I'll have to pay the full cost because the contract will be over. So that'll be another minus 200 there. Oops, I keep doing the wrong thing. So yeah, I'll clean this up later, but I am going to go back to the sheet here. In month 3 for the contract, I get to roll again. So roll 2d6. On a 6+, there's 1 mech for sale. On a 10+, there's 2. So go back to TTS here. So looking for a 6+, 12. So that means there'll be 2 mechs available. So I'll roll twice. So 1d6 each time. A Crusader and a number 2. So going back here. So 6 is Crusader and then a Firestarter. I'm probably going to pass on the Firestarter, and I already purchased the Crusader, so I don't think I'm going to purchase another one. So I think I will pass on that. But I'm going to go back to, from Estrios back to Kanderseg, the hiring hall. Again, I don't have to get another contract, but I just want to go back so I can roll again on the allocation tables. So while I'm on the call here, I'll just on the call on the recording, I'll just do that real quick. So let's see, that's under Boomtown. So first thing is I'll roll 2d6 to see if there's any pilots available. So let's switch back to TTS. Four. I think that's just going to be a regular pilot. Yeah, it's just a regular dispossessed pilot. So I don't think I might hire them anyway, just because I have more mechs than I can field with pilots. I'll probably have to hire them anyway. But now I'm going to roll 2d6 again to see what mechs are available. On a 2+, there's 1 mech available. On a 6+, there's 2, and on a 9+, there's 3. So 2d6. 5. So I think that's only 1 mech available. Yeah, 6+ was 2. So only 1 mech available. So now I roll 3d6 to see what is available. So let me get a third die out here. An 8. Toggle back over. An 8 is going to be Commando 8S, which actually wasn't one of the mechs I was facing on the opposing side here. Yeah, Commando 8S. So yeah, it's kind of a garbage one. Well, I don't want to say it's garbage, but I mean I'm already fielding 2 assaults, a heavy, and a medium. So I don't think I'm probably going to pick that up. Yeah, this is the stats here for it. So not that great. It does have mobile headquarters too, and this I forgot what it's called, but the C3 targeting computer. So if I had more mechs that could take advantage of this, I might pick it up. I might pick it up just to see, just to hang on to it, just to see if there's anything that I can, get out of it. We'll see. I'll make a decision. I'll do that offline. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I don't think I would pick up the fire starter, and I don't think I'm gonna. I'll have to do all my calculations here offline for repairs and stuff like that. See what money I come up with. There is a chance I might actually still get the second Crusader. It just depends on how much money I have before I get off planet. Just because if we look at my spreadsheet here, again, I'll figure out the calculations, but you automatically level up to the next scale if you get halfway there. So if you look at my roster here, 150 total point value would put me at scale 2. So basically I auto scale up to scale 2. So it might be worth it just to get another mech out there because I'll have 22 points to play around with. That would get me to the cap of the scale 2, which is 200 point value. And that commando is actually 25, so that would actually put me over, but we'll see. Yeah, even if I picked up the Crusader, I'll have to figure out the math and stuff here. That would still put me over, but it would give me more options at what I could field. Plus, I can reconfigure the region into a different variant to bring down its point value a little bit. I think the lowest it can go is a 49, I believe, when I was looking at earlier. But yeah, there's stuff that I can do offline. Between tracks, I'll figure that all out and, talk about the changes that I made. Because again, there are a few things that you can do between tracks here. You can train up your forces. You can sign on to be with one of the, which I might join the 21st Centauri Lancers. Just because they have access to some really cool mechs and stuff here. I did this as part of my Jade Falcon force because they got access to some really cool clan mechs here. Battlemaster C and Rifleman 2C, which has strong jump jets, which is crazy. It gives it like a 9 hex jump or something like that. So we'll see. Plus, there's some other benefits in here. You can get access to some like night specialization or clear environment specialization things at like half price. So that's some of the stuff that you can do between tracks. You can also do things like, all right, I keep saying tracks, but between contracts, you can do other things like you can scale up and you can do formation training. I might train to be a formation because in the Alpha Strike rule books, you can do things where you can get like the equivalent of like lucky on all of your units. You can get like lots of different things. I might have to look at to see what you can get. You can get like bonuses to your initiative, among other things. And you can also get command abilities as well that let you do different things. There is a required command ability called Spirit Decor, which you have to have in order to join the Lancers. And that basically means that you don't have to be under force withdrawal if your mech is crippled. You also ignore any morale checks. So kind of an interesting one to have because you don't necessarily have to withdraw, although if your mech is crippled, you probably want to withdraw anyway, just because as I found out in my league campaign, it can definitely put you at a disadvantage if you lose that mech because it's out for the rest of the contract if you lose that track, and it'll be ransomed back to you. And that happened in my league where I lost like 3 mechs and ended up losing the contract. And at the end, they were ransomed back to me. But because I lost the contract, I didn't have a lot of money, so I actually couldn't afford to pay the ransom back. I could have bought them again, but I couldn't pay for the mechs to get ransom back and be able to repair them. So I basically just chalked it up to a loss and used the money for, buying a bigger assault mech. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this trek. So yeah, successful contract there. I meet the requirements for the Esteros contract. And again, being July, looking at the timeline here, that'll put us into, there's going to be Chahar. Esteros is still available, but I'm gonna play it like I can't do this contract again. But that would be like if somebody didn't take this in an earlier month. It is available in this track. There's or not this track, but this time period. There's Krivici, Mississauga, which is another one that I'd done that before. I don't know if I would do that again. The Makranga contract is still available, so is Toland, and then there's this new one. The Moigorod. So I'm going to have to look at these. Again, ruling out some of these other ones that I didn't pick before. There's basically 1, 2, 3, 4 possible contracts that I could take, plus the Acts of Piracy that's always available. So I'll look at the different things, figure out offline which ones I would take. But yeah, there's a few others. You can see things that are happening here. The Tamar Pact forms, the Mercantile League also is founded and expands. Juyi Chitsu becomes the Khan of the Jade Falcon remnant on Sudeten. Vesper Marches expands, and Lyran Commonwealth retakes Hornburg in July and Cameron in August. So yeah, expanding out, and I'll show you guys the map for the updated timeline in the next mission. But yeah, still got some options to do here, and good contract. I'll figure out my expenses and everything, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. More to come next time. And again, as always, if you liked this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave any comments in the chat for things that I could do better, things that you liked, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.